The opinions expressed in the following program are not necessarily those of Eastlink TV, its sponsors, or partners.
This is the best time of the year. I mean, no thermal underwear, no cleaning off the car at -40, and I mean, getting more than 4 hours of daylight so you don't feel like a vampire. You get t-shirts, shorts, bikinis, socks, and sandals, just not together, and I'm all in for this. But what I really love to do during this season is sample what Northern Ontario has to offer. I'm Chris Mask, and I love food. I mean, cooking's my passion. It's in my blood. And you might ask, what does Northern Ontario have to offer exactly? These. Transforming these little dirt nuggets into crispy, golden works of art. And it's my job to try them all. Okay, so here we are today in the parking lot of Ramaco's at On the Dock. Now it seems to be a little passion project of yours, Brian. What motivated you to decide that, you know what, we need a chip stand in this parking lot?
Well, you know, it is a passion project because, well, ultimately the business decision is to give you the consumer, a positive impression at Ramaco's Source Adventure on the parking lot. And it doesn't hurt that I happen to really love good hamburgers and good sausage on the bun. And so we marry the two together, and you end up with a chip stand called On the Dock at Ramaco's.
And it seems you get the whole experience too. I mean, you've built a dock,
yep,
which is incredible. This is your second year in operation, and what's one thing that has changed from year one to year two? I mean, everything has growing pains, right?
Exactly. So last year we started, and we had great visions of a big menu. We didn't know what customers liked, and we were a bit too broad, and it almost seemed like we were a full-service restaurant with a full menu. And about halfway through the summer, we realized that we're just too broad. There wasn't enough volume in certain things, and we had pierogies. Well, I love pierogies, so we were cooking with real bacon and that, and I loved it. But you end up as a business going, there's just way too much of a selection. So that was the biggest learning curve last year, is to cut it back. And then we added the dock because we wanted to give a good feel and make it attractive.
The one thing that jumps out at me on the menu, you have a Bison burger.
A Bison burger.
Is this all coming from a local source?
Everything that we do comes from Torini's. It's all real meat. The burgers, the hot dogs, the Bison burger, real meat, no fillers, and the Bison come from a local farm.
Excellent. Well, let's get back into the kitchen then and see the magic happen.
Great.
Perfect. Okay, so here we are in the kitchen at On the Dock. We've got Mitch, our resident cook.
Yeah, hello.
Chef du jour, shall we say?
Yeah, whatever you want to
Fancy
call
hat
me.
and everything, too.
Well, you know, just the starter hat. I'll get the chef's hat when I know a little bit more.
So this is where you are the primary cook for this with your fryer bank. You've got your top there. Yeah. What are we getting today from you? What are you going to tantalize our taste buds with?
So the one thing that we do a little differently here on the docks is we make an actual bison burger. It comes from Torini's. It's 90% all bison meat, and the rest, 10% is just regular ground beef. And it cooks very well. It's actually a little bit of a drier meat. That's what bison is, but it cooks beautifully.
And that's why you need that 10% of the beef in there to give that little
exactly.
fat content.
So it doesn't just drain all out when you're cooking. Exactly.
So we're
exactly. So we're gonna toss it on, and it takes a little while, but you'll start to see that when the burger actually starts to cook, all the moisture starts to head towards the middle of the burger. So that's why it's very important to keep flipping the burger, so that all the heat's being distributed evenly throughout the whole patty.
You're a multiple flipper then?
Oh yes, I flip almost every minute.
Every minute?
Yeah, just to make sure it evens out, kind of deal. That's just the way I taught myself at home on my poor stove, so I've just brought in everything from that to here.
Your poor stove, it sounds like you're cooking over a trash can.
Well, pretty much. No, it's just one of those student apartment stoves, those basic white ones, don't get much heat, you know.
Now your fryer bank here, they're all set around 325, 350.
Yeah, just about over actually. Just because I do that for when we get a little busier, it's a little easier to make fries, and I like to think I have a pretty good internal clock, so I have no problem checking them and making sure that everything's like not overcooking.
Blanchers first, or are you against the grain with that?
Pardon me, sorry?
Do you blanch first, or are you against the grain with that?
A little against the grain with that one. We don't really do much with the fries beforehand. They all come so fresh that they're almost ready to go right into the basket, right into the oil.
And Don pulling potatoes, right?
Yes, sir, right from Matilda.
It's nice that everything's local. I mean,
That is my favorite and my selling point when I'm talking to people outside when they ask me, oh, like what's so special about the $10 Bison burger? Well, it's all from Torini's. I know if people grew up here, they know how well Torini's actually, all the meat is. Like I've grown up in Sudbury my whole life, and I've grown up eating Torini's meat from my family and just from everything, and I know how the quality, and it's just great meat.
now one of the other things you do a little different are the ribbon fries, correct?
Yeah, ribbon fries. If you want, I'll take you over here and I can show you them if you'd like.
Sure, let's
Yeah?
take a walk.
Let's do it. So what we do is we get our potatoes from Azilda again. They're just regular potatoes, and we'll take one out and just give it a little wash down with the hose. So that, and then we put it into this drill. So if you look, the drill actually has little serrated bottoms on there, and that will turn the fry into what we call the ribbon fry. So take a bowl, put it under, and then you just, and voila.
Excellent.
These cook super quick as well because also they're so thin, right? So if you want to toss those in there, and so you have to always watch those because they will cook extremely quickly.
So then being out here as your first year, what do you think are going to be some of the biggest challenges for you?
Honestly, I had a real trouble to start cooking everything all the way through. I wasn't too sure how to use the grill to its full potential. I was either turning things up too hot or keeping them down too low. And that was the big thing in the first week for me. I had a real trouble with the sausages and all that. But now I've gotten a better internal clock. I have, for things when I have a little too much on the go, I have this little timer here that I use to kind of keep track of everything I'm doing. And other than that, I think we're running pretty smoothly out here now.
And a meat thermometer.
Yeah, and the meat thermometer to check just to make sure, right? That's and then we also have here just the temperature guides for everything, just so I'm not serving out something that's a little bad.
Yeah, because there's always a lot of rules and regulations.
Oh, always. And when you're serving people in the restaurant business, the customer is always right. So you got to make sure you're giving them the perfect product the first time, right?
So even though you're kind of new to this, what has to be the strangest request a customer has made from you?
Strangest request? I don't know. I've heard a lot of it, but hot dog wrapped in cheese, that's a big one. I'd never thought to do that. Or poutine with bacon.
That works.
Yeah.
How do you wrap a hot dog in cheese? Like, and then deep fry it, or just like
No,
wrap it in
they
put it
just
in
they
the
just
bun?
want in the bun wrapped in the cheese. So we fry it up on the grill, and then when it's done, we just wrap it in the cheese and let the hot dog melt to the bun and all that. And looks good. I don't think I'd eat it, but it looks very good.
Everybody has different tastes, right?
Oh, of course.
It had to take a genius to put clam juice in with tomato juice and vodka to call that a drink.
Of course.
All right, so we're gonna get into this bison burger and these ribbon fries. I can't wait on the dock. I think this is gonna be spectacular.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be good stuff.
All right, so here's our bison burger, all local, coming off. Again, the only place that I know of here in Sudbury that offers a bison burger, which is great. And everybody can get their own toppings, whatever they want on this.
We got all the toppings right there: ketchup, mustard.
Okay, so let's see how you made off here with the cook.
Fingers crossed.
This is my my chance to be Gordon Ramsay here. So that's pretty good. That is a medium. For somebody with no culinary experience, this right here, that is just about a perfect cook on a bison burger. And the French fries to go along with it too. We've got our ribbon fries, which are over here, and we've got our normal French fries. I'm actually going to show both of these here because I've had a chance to sample, and I will tell you that this is about as perfect as you can get for a French fry cook. Honestly, it's a crispy exterior, and it's almost like a little mashed potato on the inside. Your ribbon fries, it's like a series of potato chips. You got some little spicy dip to go with this. Is this your own recipe for the spicy dip?
Yeah, it's just it's a special Cajun dip, so to speak, that we make in-house here. And yeah, it accents the fries perfectly, we find.
Just so that you get an idea what I'm talking about here. My little microphone is here. You can hear that cracking. This is about as perfect as it gets for a chip stand. And honestly, with the dock outside, this is more of an experience than anything. Brian, Mitch, you guys do an incredible job here. This is absolutely,
Really appreciate it.
this is where it's at. I don't even have anything on this bison burger, and I'm so looking forward to this.
Hope you enjoyed it.
It's almost bringing a tear to my eye. This, you gotta try this place. On the dock from Aqua's parking lot. This is a Class A chip stand. So again, in my hometown of Timmins, Ontario, and here we are at what is a staple, and this is a place that I frequent when I come to town. It's Lanny's Chili Hut, and I'm here with the man himself, Lanny. Now, you guys have been in business a long time, and what kind of breaks my heart a little is I saw that you have a for sale sign up there. Does this mean that it's the end of the road for you?
Well, not necessarily. If nobody buys it for the respect that we want, I'll stay here till I'm 80 years old. It won't matter. It's got to be sold to a special person, a lot of heart and soul into here, and that's the way it's got to go. We love the place, the people love our service, and but it is time to go fishing.
It's time to fish.
It's time to go fishing.
You say that, but then you've got the next adventure on the road, the Lanny and Friends Big Scoop ice cream trailer.
But I don't have so many hours behind the scene to do all the work. Here it's not much work, so I can get away with a week's fishing, come back and check on the girls, and everything's going to be good. But right now, it's as long as this goes 100%, this is my main concern right now. This is like a sideline. This is where the biggest concern is with the chili dog. It's quite popular. We've entered 3 different challenges on competitions. We won them all first place. So with that being said, it's hard just to walk away. So like I said, I'll stay till I'm 80 if necessary.
And I mean, you've won favorite poutine, favorite burger, favorite chip stands from the locals here. I mean, this truly is a staple.
Oh yes.
A Timmins institution. Is that going to be hard for you to walk away from this?
Yep.
You get to keep the hat though? I mean, if you want to go into the Navy, it's a perfect little sailor cap too. But
yeah, no, they can have the hat. I got lots of them.
All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to go inside, and you're going to make us a couple of your favorite little dishes here. What do we have on the menu for today?
Well, I'm going to make the popular Harley Hell Burger. I made that because the bikers come along and they said you got nothing for us, so I invented the Harley Hell Burger, and they just love it. But my signature is the fabulous chili dog.
And of course, when you come to Lanny's, you got to have the chili. That's what you're known for.
Got to have the chili.
All right. Well, let's go inside and let's make this happen.
Okay.
Okay, so we're here inside of Lanny's, and what are you going to make for us again?
We're gonna do the Harley Hell Burger up first. Got 4.8 ounces of beef on there. Just put it on.
Now this is your own burger mix recipe as well.
This is our own. Yeah, there's 11 different things that goes into the mix on the burger.
And the other thing that you're going to make for us then is one of your signature chili dogs.
Well, the chili dog is going to be the signature too. We're going to get one of them going on the grill at the same time.
How many pots of chili do you generally go through in a week?
Pot like that, probably one of them average a week. And that pot there averages about 55 pounds, this one here.
That's a lot of chili.
It's a lot of chili. It's a lot of, like I say, behind the scenes work. It's a lot going on. And people think you can just go out and, like most people use the frozen Klondike chili, and it's not chili. This is homemade. I've been doing that for, like I say, over 35 years. It takes a little bit longer. It takes 36 hours to brew because I got a lot of jalapeno and habanero in there, but the Italian plum tomatoes is rich with the acid, so the acid blends into the hot and takes away the heat. But when they blend together after 3 days, that's when you get a full taste of chili, and you get all the veggies in there. I got probably 8 different kind of veggies in there all together. 9 different kinds of spices, 1,000 ounces of tomatoes, 60 pounds of beef, and 9 cans of kidney beans. It all gets together. Yeah, it don't happen overnight. It takes a little bit to do. You don't get a whole lot of sleep because you're up half the night stirring it, flipping it. It's just the way that it works out for me. You could do it other ways, but it's not quite the same. It's got to have that brewing time in it, and if you don't babysit it, you could ruin it. And you take steady taste testing it. If it's not quite right, you get a little more hot pepper, a little dash of this, a little more, until you get that taste. And there is no recipe. Everything is just I grab a bottle and I got a rhythm. That's what it sounds. Like this here, there's 25 shots of Maggie goes into each layer of beef as I build it up. I do 4 layers till I get to the top. 2 pots of beef, and a layer of peppers, hot peppers, the kidney beans, and that's the way we go through it. You say it takes a little bit of time. After the 3rd day, then I let it sit maybe for an hour or so. And once it cools off, like say most of the time a couple hours.
See, that's one of the things when it comes to actually making something like a chili or a curry. Everybody thinks that you can whip this together in an hour or so, but it takes time because it has to build.
Well, I seen one show on TV there, and believe it or not, it took the fella, I think it was 81 minutes to make this chili, and they said that's the most fabulous tasting chili ever. Oh my God, how can you cook a good chili in such a little amount of time? It takes literally me 3 days to make a batch of chili. These are specially made buns from Golden Crust Bakery.
So a local bakery, which is great.
A local bakery does it. But take it out like a canoe, we don't need that.
Now, your location here at Gillies Lake, you also do something which is really nice for the community. You sell duck feed.
I sell duck feed, yeah, and a lot of that, it helps the environment with the ducks. People are feeding the bread, so we're trying to deter the people from not feeding the ducks bread. As you can tell, it's not good for the ducks.
But you then take the money for the duck feed and you donate it back to the conservation
I donate it
area.
back to the park, yeah. That's just something that I started doing right from the start, and it was something that had to be done for myself. Everybody gives or takes a lot of times, and nobody gives. So that's the whole idea of this is going to be the hot pepper that's going on the Harley Hellburger.
You're like a little Tasmanian devil in here, like a whirling dervish just going around, Lanny. I can't wait to try this food. We're at Lanny's Chili Hut in Timmins, and I'm excited for this. All right, Lanny's Chili Hut here at Gillies Lake, and this is quite a feast that you put out in front of us.
Yeah,
The Harley Hellburger.
built for a king.
Well, it's built for a king and several other people in the court. The chili dog, and of course your chili. I mean, again, this is the staple. This is your bread and butter. And to me, again, it's amazing how much you actually work back here and how quickly you're going.
Well, it's such a small area, but we're so coordinated, and it works out quite well, but you got to be organized, and we are at that. We're here at 8:30 in the morning prepping, getting everything warmed up, the gravies rearing to go all day, and again, everything's in the station, and quite quickly we get it done.
So you got a really nice color on your French fries, which is always good. Lovely taste. I mean, you can taste the freshness in that. Which would you like me to try first? Because either one of these, I'm salivating.
Probably that chili dog. And I have to say, you got to get your jaws into that chili dog.
Because it smells glorious in here, and I really wish there was smell-o-vision invented, because this is going to be sloppy and messy. I've got my napkins all ready to go. This is better than my chili dog at home.
Well, that's
Lanny,
good to hear.
this is a thing of beauty. But I gotta try the burger. I'm talking with my mouth full. This huge heaping of hot peppers on here. I mean, the color of the meat when you were cooking it on the grill, it doesn't really need any other toppings or condiments.
No.
Like, that's a big, thick burger, like double elbow
I'm
flair
glad
for
I
this
never
one.
made the Harley Hill burger too, because it's double patties, double bacon, double cheese, and it's hard to get into, so I just kept it simple for today.
I had to unhinge my jaw like a snake. I'd be surprised if somebody can fit the 2 patties in there, though.
You'd be surprised how many we put out here a day. The Big Daddy burger and the Harley Hill burger.
I love this because I'm a hot guy and not physically looking, but just for my culinary taste. And that amount of hot peppers on there and the jalapeno cheese, oh my God, this is
Yeah.
I can see why the bikers wanted this.
Oh yeah, they enjoy it.
Oh.
Don't leave nothing on
This
going right now.
was awesome, Lanny.
Well,
Give me a hug. Lanny's Chili Hut here in Timmins. I'm sloppy, I'm messy. I would ruin a shirt for this. You got to try this place. This is a Northern Ontario staple. Good job, Lanny.
thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Well, hope you got your fill from this episode, but don't worry, we'll be back on the wagon and hitting the dusty trails soon enough. Until next time, I'm Chris Mask. Thanks for watching.